This session is called The Basics of Link Building, and you're going to be learning about the basic concepts on the keyword you're trying to rank for. As you could imagine, there's probably a lot less competition for some keywords than others. For example, if you're trying to rank for the best dog trainers in Santa Cruz, probably not a whole lot of competition there when we're talking about the internet. There might be a bunch of people in the town doing it, but they might not have an overly optimized website. They probably couldn't afford anybody to do SEO for them. So there's probably not going to be a lot of competition around that keyword. However, something like New York real estate or Los Angeles real estate, things like that are going to be heavily competitive. So it's not necessarily about how many links you need. It all starts with the keyword you're trying to rank for. Now, another thing to think about is it's not just about the number of links, it's about the quality of links. So in some ways, while this is a good question, saying, well, I need to build links, how many do I need to build? It's not the only answer. Sometimes you need to think about what quality of links do I need to build and how can I build high quality links? And we cover that in depth in another video. So the next question is, what is anchor text? I refer to anchor text a lot in these videos, so I want to make sure that everybody knows what anchor text is. And simply, anchor text is the text that is inside of a link. So here I put a little screenshot and you can see there's some text about green tea. And at the end, there's a little link and it's green and it says more info about green tea with an arrow. That is the anchor text. The anchor text for that link is more info about green tea with an arrow. So anytime we're talking about anchor text, that's what we mean. What is the text that is contained inside of that link? Okay, now let's look at types of links. Let's think about the different types of links you can go and acquire to your site and how they differ and how you can start thinking about link building. So the first type of link that is probably the best type of link if you can get them this way is natural. And what this means is that you're putting out great content. You're creating this wonderful content that other blogs and other websites just can't wait to link to. So you post something to your blog and without doing anything, people start linking to it. That is a sign of very, very high quality content. Now, natural links don't necessarily happen until you have a certain level of popularity. So it is the more difficult link to get, but getting natural links is fantastic. It means you don't have to do any work for them, and they go a long way for search engine optimization. So the next type of link is outreach. And this is when you simply ask for links. And a good way to ask is to explain to someone else why the content you have is of value to their audience. So you could send an outreach email and say, hey, I just wrote this blog post and I know that your site is about a similar topic. I think that your audience might find it useful. Would you go ahead and link to it? That's a great way to just simply ask. And you don't always get the link, but you do get a few, and those count very, very highly. So doing outreach is a great way to get started building links, especially when you're new and you don't have a whole lot of popularity yet. Outreach is a wonderful way to acquire links that are very natural in the way they look. They look very natural, but you simply asked for them as opposed to getting them without asking. So the third and the last type of link is self-created. Now, self-created links are the least valuable type of link, but they're still good, especially if you're working in a niche where there's not a whole lot of competition. And what I mean by self-created is creating any sort of off-page content, such as articles on article directories, asking to guest post on other blogs, or doing videos. Any of those things, creating them and linking back to yourself is considered a self-created link. Now, we're going to cover some self-created links that you can go out and acquire, such as YouTube and SlideShare and Easing Articles, things like that in some other videos. But it's good to think about while you're new, creating these self-created links. You can do this, and it does help you for SEO. It doesn't help that much, but again, when you're new and you're not yet going to get natural links, and maybe even doing outreach isn't quite working for you, self-created links are a great way to get started and to also ride the coattails of other sites' authority, because a lot of these sites like YouTube have a lot of authority. So if you create great content, that authority is going to funnel back to your site. So self-created content is a great way to start building links and building your authority. So in conclusion, that was an overview of the different types of links that you can build for your website to boost your authority and boost your Google rankings. In the upcoming videos, we're going to be covering some of the very specific action steps that you can follow to go out and acquire these links.